This is Queendom Mindset Part 2, sponsored by the Rose Hill Community Center. Okay, I might need to turn. Oh. Okay, so it is 8:26. We will wait until 8:30 to get started, and we will get started with whoever's here. Oh, because that's my screen, and that's how I come up over here. Ooh. How is that one superseding this one? Okay, it is 8:30. We're going to give some people some time to get in. Let's resend that invitation, make sure we can remind people. So we're going to send the invitation and then we'll get started, or resend the invitation. Hello. I'm resending this message. We're going to get started in just a few. Thanks for joining.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, did I send that twice? Okay. All you have to do is hit the first link. It should bring you directly here. If it doesn't, hit the bottom one. I should have only sent her the link. Okay. Okay, so in the hopes of starting and ending on time, especially since my Zoom is limited to 45 minutes, welcome. My name is Annette Fletcher. This Queendom Mindset is sponsored by Rose Hill Community Center. I hope to have a recording following this, so if you missed some of it, then I hope that you are able to catch it later. In the Queendom Mindset, we're hoping to empower women and girls and to build a community of queens to support one another and empower one another. So good morning. I hope you have your coffee. I definitely have mine. Let me get this up. So this is part 2. In part 1, we spoke about basically pageantry and how pageantry ties into empowering not only yourself, but the women and girls that you work with, and how that ties into modeling or presenting oneself. Welcome. I'm glad it worked. So again, my name is Annette Fletcher. I am Miss BBW Delaware 2016, 2017, and I am also the pageant director for the Big Beautiful Women of Delaware pageant. I am also currently Miss Fashion Global 2020. So I just introduced myself in addition to being the director of a pageant and the current title holder. I am a volunteer for People to People Delaware. I also work with the Division of Human Relations, and we handle discrimination complaints for housing and equal accommodations. I also support women and girls through a variety of volunteer initiatives. If you are interested in volunteering, learning about some of those initiatives and or organizations, then you can hit me up later, or you can email me later, or you can leave something in the comments and I can send you some information. I'm also a returned Peace Corps volunteer, and I've lived abroad for about 8 years in Japan, between Japan and Namibia. So I enjoy traveling, I enjoy learning about other cultures, and I think it's important for the women and girls here, not only in Delaware, but in the States, to connect to other women. It is imperative that we do that. And that's what the Queendom Mindset is about. So I just did my introductions. We're going to do an introduction with ladies that are here, and then we have a little icebreaker. So again, my name is Annette. Miss Fashion Global is also me, and I'm just sharing some of the dolls that I have, and we'll take a look at them later. Kia, would you like to introduce yourself? Oh, do I have to? No. You got it?
Hi, yes, I'm Kia.
Nice to meet you, Kia. Anything else you want to share?
I'm from Delaware.
All right. Thank you, Kia, and welcome.
Thank you.
Would you like to introduce yourself? Do you need help unmuting? Oh, I can't even.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Nishita Malitsky, all the way from Namibia.
My second home. Well, welcome, and I'm happy that you were able to get on. I hope you were able to stay with us. If not, I know it is really late there, and I will totally understand. And hopefully this will be recorded, and I'll be able to share it later. But I'm still editing the fashion show / overview of the past. Hopefully that'll be ready soon as well. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, so our icebreaker is what makes a queen. So when I talk to people about the queendom or being a queen or identifying them as queens, some women are like, I'm not a queen, I'm not this, or I'm not that. What do you believe queens are? So for me, queens are, at the bare minimum, women who support other women, women who encourage other women. How many queens do you know, or how many women would you identify as a queen? Do you know any in your circle, women that support and encourage, motivate other women into their purpose or into their vision or to their next level? I just want you to think about it. How many believe that they are these women, that they are queens, that you are not only supportive, but motivating to other women, supportive of other women, encouraging to other women into the vision or the purpose that you think, well, not even that you think that they have, but that you know that they have, like you are able to be at this next level and to continue to sow into those women so that they are able to be in the queendom or to recognize that we all wear crowns. Just something to think about. What makes a queen? How many queens do you know? How many believe that they are queens? And again, queens are not people who win pageants. People are not people who sit on this high, well, they are sitting on this throne with a crown, and they are definitely queens. But in addition to those queens, you yourself are in fact a queen. Not only because you're a woman, but because we are supportive of other women, encouraging of other women, and motivating of other women. My desire is to build a queendom here in Delaware by connecting women to women and developing queens who support, encourage, and uplift those women in conversation, through example, and shared experience. None of us are perfect, but we are perfect in our imperfections. And our imperfections or our things that we identify as things that we need to work on or improve on are things that make us the queens that we are. None of us, again, are perfect. So we're always working to improve one another. This is a room full of queens that competed for the Miss Fashion Global title. That is me on the right side here, sitting with some queens that I met when I arrived in Destin, Florida. I did not know any of these women, and we each met at different times. The first young lady I met was Ochudu, and Ochudu was sitting at the bar, waiting on a pizza because she's too young to drink. And I greeted her and she said hi. And there were some other queens sitting on the other side. And I asked her if she was competing. She said yes. And I was like, welcome. Like, I'm a greeter and I'm not. But it was another sister sitting at the bar who was about to compete in the same pageant. So I asked her what division she was competing in. She was competing in runway. And I was like, nice to meet you. Where are you from? She was from like Missouri by way of Gambia, I think, maybe. That could totally be wrong because she looked like she was from Sierra Leone, but I don't remember, so don't quote me. And I apologize because this is recorded, but Ochudu is a stunning model. And if you follow her or if you look her up, you will see the work that she continues to do even during COVID. And she was like, are you competing? Yes, I'm competing in curvy. Let's go meet the other queens. And we went to meet some of the other queens. One of the other queens that we met ended up winning the overall title in all 4 categories. So you never know who you're going to meet. The other sister that I met was Kat, and Kat actually helped me with my makeup and did some highlights that I have never, ever had before. And I was sort of like, I'm too dark for this, I'm too chocolate for this, and they were like, you look fabulous. And I was like, I'm going to own it. And I did. My last but not final sister or queen was Tamara. And Tamara drove as I did. And she supported by not only doing my lashes, but encouraging me because we were all there by ourselves. But again, queens not only support queens, but they motivate, encourage, and support one another. And though they did not make it to the next round, they left with a crown as I did. All of these queens did. And you see the diversity in the room. So I woke up like this. It's about identifying our imperfections, what they are, and owning them. So I do not always wear hair, wigs, weaves. I do not always wear makeup, but I did put lips on today and some eyes that you can't see because I have my glasses on. But I did not put on a lot of anything this morning. So you are stunning as is. And in order for you to be your best self, it is important for you to know yourself. So people are always going to be judging you. This group here is called the Fashion Steppers. The Fashion Steppers are a group of women and girls. You see a gentleman up here, and there's another one here and here. And there are a few who are not actually shown in this picture who are taught the performing arts by Latoya Bratt. So Latoya Bratt and, is that Tasha? No, Nessa. Okay, I'm not even gonna do that. But Latoya is the CEO of the Fashion Steppers. The organization is free for your children to participate in. They actually host fashion shows and events to offset the cost that the parents and the students may incur when participating in the program. So if you are interested in your child being a part of this event, the oldest is, I think, 22. And so you're able to be in college and participate and support. Again, it's for a great cause and it's for our kids. Our kids include all children who are interested in the performing arts. Again, this group is the Fashion Steppers. Make sure you check them out as well. Oh, and Latoya Bratt has a fashion line that is stunning. Check her out. So in getting to know yourself, it is important that you are authentic with figuring out what your real feelings are, how you feel about those feelings, and what you authentically need to be okay. It is not going to be what other people say you need to be okay. You have to sit down and say, okay, woosah, let me really think about what it is I need for myself. What do I need to be okay? What is important right now for me to grow and to start being in the present with those things? Your qualities, whatever they are, they're needed. You have them for a reason, whether it's support other women, to encourage other women, and or girls, or to show that you are a queen and that other queens could follow in your footsteps as well. You never know who is watching you. And not that that matters, because at the end of the day, it's about you being okay. And in order for you to be okay, you have to be honest with yourself, be aware of yourself, and accepting of yourself. And we're going to talk about some ways that you can do that. I also have a packet of information that you can pick up at the Rose Hill Community Center. I think officially there were 15 people who registered, and I don't see 15 people here. So those packets will be renamed for the people who did show up and who are interested in having the packets. Nashida, I have some that I can email to you, and other ones that I'm sorry that you won't have access to. But thank you so much for joining us. So recognize you are honest, compassionate, kind, funny, athletic, artistic, smart, or whatever you really are or have identified as. You know that you are fabulous. And if no one else knows, it's fine. The other queens that are authentically in your circle know that you are as well. So it's important that you remain true to your values. So these are the queens. So I think you can see my mouse. So this is Kat, this is Ochudu, and this is Tamara, and this is the overall queen for all divisions. And of course, this is me. Oh my gosh, and I cannot think of her name right now, and that is terrible. And she posts a picture every day, so I should totally have it. But I will come back to it, or to her name. So remaining true to your values, there are times that we consider crossing lines and doing things that we know are not good for us, or things that are going to turn around and bite us in the butt because we know this is not the space that we're supposed to be in. So it is important to know that you have options, you have choices, and the people that are in your circle, if they are not meant to be there, then it is okay to let them go. And though it will feel like you are in this world by yourself and the struggle is real, it doesn't change. Even if especially if you're with people who aren't supposed to be in your circle. So if you're pushing and you're pushing for this and you have people telling you, why are you doing that? You can't do that. You ain't gonna do this, that. It doesn't change if you stop. Because when you go on to the next thing, guess what? They're going to be saying the same thing. You can't do that. Why are you always trying to hustle something? Why are you always trying all this stuff? Because I want to be great. I want to be financially stable. I want to be comfortable and confident in myself, not only for myself, but for children that I may have, for a job where I'm trying to grow and succeed in, for a promotion that I'm looking for. And I'm not going to be able to do that if you keep telling me that I can't, because it's going to get into my head. And every time I try something, I'm going to think, but I can't. I don't know how to do that. They're right. I can't do that. You can do absolutely positively anything you put your mind to. There's a network out there for you. All you have to do is open up yourself to the possibilities. And there are a variety of ways for you to achieve those goals. One, connecting to women and girls who are familiar with the network that you want to be a part of. Start now. Step out and just say, you know what? I need a better job. Okay, don't quit your job without having another one. But if you believe that you are supposed to be working in business, starting a business, connecting to some other people, moving, changing your circle of, or your network of people, or enhancing, because sometimes you need to enhance in order for your friends to grow. Sometimes they want to see that authenticity to be like, yo, I did not think that was going to work, but yo, you made that work. You did that. How do I do that? How do I grow like you? Oh my God, you are so. And it's like, I'm still the same person. Look, sis, I got you. If this is what you want to do, I am here to support and encourage you into your purpose. Even if it's not this, if it's something else, let's figure out what it is you are great at and let's move you into that. But in order for that to happen, you have to know your strengths. Me, I'm crazy, y'all. I'm so weird. And the cool thing about being weird or different is people talk about you all the time. And most of it you can own because they're like, you're weird, you're different, you're special, you're unique, you chocolate. And I have all of those things and I receive them. Yes. Part of knowing that is growing up, I was told that I was black, not even just black. I was black and it was long. I was dark chocolate. I was tar baby. I was this and that. And initially, I hated my complexion. I hated being black. Like, it was like the worst thing ever. Most of my friends weren't even black. And they weren't the ones saying it. It was people who looked like me. People who lived in the same area as me. And my self-esteem, people would not have known. My self-esteem was like here. I wasn't trying to stand out for nothing, but I've always been loud. So I always have. Because I'm loud. I can't help it. It's what happens. But in college, you either sink or float. But it's up to you. It's up to you to say, I am or I'm not. And this is where I'm moving in. And this is where I'm moving at. And if it's not for you, it's okay. But this is where I'm going. And guess what? You don't have to explain anything to anybody. If your heart says this is where you're going and this is what you want to do, then do it. If you know that you have the strength, the opportunity, or you are willing to put in the work to get what it is that you want or you desire, then put in the work. And understand that that doesn't mean it's going to be like this silver road and everything's going to be beautiful and peaches. And this competition happened the week after homecoming, which means I was in Florida for like 3 more days prior to the pageant happening. And I had to figure out my finances because I then had to go to Destin and stay for 4 days. My finances are not all that. And thank God, I had some phenomenal sponsors who did support not only before I went down to the pageant, but while I was waiting for the pageant and during the pageant. So I was able to eat. My hotel, of course, was already paid for, but I had sponsors who continued to support me as I was down in Destin, Florida, and I drove. So between the gas, the hotel before, the hotel during, and after, like there were a lot of moving parts, and I could not have done those things without my sponsors. But in order to get sponsors, you have to know your strengths, how to support, how to encourage, and how I am horrible at asking for money. But when you have a vision for yourself, you just start coming up with creative ways to ask, to do, or to at least solicit for things that you need to compete or to grow. So in knowing your strengths, part of this, so the last one, we wanted women and girls to actually do a runway walk or to speak or present and to share. And it didn't happen like that because the level of comfort, people weren't sure what they were coming on to do. So I kind of mixed this one with an event that I just attended not too long ago called basically mindfulness, being mindful of where you are, what you need to be okay. So one of the things that we need to be okay was an awareness and acceptance of ourselves. So recognizing the thoughts, feelings, sensations, and the surroundings of one's experience, especially in the moments, not passing, so comparing the particular moments versus not passing judgments on other thoughts. So awareness that you feel this way or that something is happening, and acceptance in that I can control this or I can't control this, or having judgment on you being aware of what it is. So passing judgment on those thoughts, feelings, sensations, and surroundings that you become aware of. So as you're sitting there and you're thinking of yourself and maybe what it is you want to do, it is important to not only just accept it and not we are our hardest critics. So we will start something and then we'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. These people have this and these people do this and they're from here and they live there and they look like this and they look like that. You are just as fabulous, if not better, in terms of where you are, your strength, and knowing your authenticity. A lot of the people that you run into aren't authentic with themselves. They might go home and cry and holler and be just as miserable as all out. But guess what? If you are sitting and you recognize your strengths and your weaknesses as what they are, you can walk into a room and say, look, you can still be professional. You can still present well. You don't have to share all of your strengths. And when you do share your weaknesses, there is always a strength in one of them. But knowing them, being able to identify them, so when other people identify them, you can say, that is a thing. It's something I'm working on, or it's something that I'm proud of, or you're right. And what's your point? So knowing your strengths and your weaknesses and not passing judgment on them. There are some people who are like, oh my gosh, I spend money all the time, like I stay broke. That there are people who are spinsters and they feel bad for being spinsters, or when people are asking them for things and they're like, no, I've already set up a budget and I can't because I'm trying to do this or I'm trying to grow this. Know what it is. Know your limits, your expectations, knowing you, your strengths and your weaknesses, empower you on a level that no one can take away from you. So part of being aware or mindful is also part of health and wellness. So physical health improves not only your immune system, but it stimulates your brain activity and it helps to regulate how you sleep and it decreases pain. So your emotional and your social state is just as important in building your strength and recognizing your weaknesses and being your authentic self. So I can actually probably switch this. So what do you think about yourself? Like authentically, what do you think about yourself? Because what you think eventually becomes your reality. So it's important that as we are getting our minds right for ourselves, that we are also being mindful that we are taking care of our bodies. And part of that is moving. Now with COVID, a lot of people I know are inside, but guess what? You can still do exercises. You can walk around your house. You can walk outside, maybe around your house or your apartment building. You can exercise in your home. You can do yoga in your home. You can stretch in your home. Surprisingly, stretching is, oh my gosh, one of the best things you can do first thing in the morning. We do it like in a yard kind of stretch, but to actually stretch, reach up, pull over for 8, pull over for 8, do the arm for 8, do the arm for 8, all the way down, touching your toes with your legs together, spreading your legs open and reaching to each side. And then in the middle, that stretch in the morning will wake your body, pump your blood a little bit, just enough for your body to start producing some of the, what are they called? Like endorphins that you need to basically kick off your day. It's like having a nice cup of coffee before you even take your shower in the morning. So it's important that you take care of your body. And another way of doing that is focusing, doing a mental focus, like a guided meditation in the morning after you do your stretches, mindful movement, your stretches, yoga, breathing, doing some breathing exercises. You can find them online. You can find them on YouTube. And if you need them or if you want them, I can definitely share them with you. If you like put something in the comments, or if you put something in the comments, I'll put it on the Miss BBW Delaware Facebook page and you can check it out and you can pull it from there. But all of these, your mental focus, which is guided meditation, mindful movement, you stretching and breathing exercise are ways to get your body ready for the day. These are even things you can do in the middle of the day. Some things that we can do that aren't as formal as those things is applied mindfulness. So like practicing activities like what of mindfulness, reflecting on your day and what happened and seeing how it could have gone better and how it could have like changed or what you could have done to have made your day a better day is a way of being mindful of not only what you do, but how you present, how you act, and how you connect to others. When I worked with early childhood, I had to, because kids are so fresh and amazing, and they know things before you even think they know them. They are soothsayers before we really corrupt them. But it is imperative that when you are in the presence, if you are educating, teaching, sharing with children, especially that do not belong to you, it is only fair that you clear your space and get ready for your kids for the day. So part of that is reflecting. So the day I would have in class, I would go home and I would think, what happened today? What worked today? What didn't work today? Who had some issues today or some concerns that may need to be addressed? How can I help them? How can I improve what I'm doing in my classroom to make sure my kids have what they need to succeed? But you can do that every day in your life. At the end of the day, you sit back and you just think about what happened? How do I feel right now? Why do I feel like this? What happened? Do I like this feeling? Is this important? Tomorrow, how am I going to improve this? How am I going to make this better? So this level of reflection assists in you being not only your authentic self, but empowering yourself and the people around you. So did I put them in here? Oh no, okay, no, I didn't put them in here. So I thought I put these pieces in here, but basically, oh, let me go back. I'm sorry, previous, and let's actually sit here. So one of the things that they suggested was rain. Recognize what's going on. So that's kind of part of the reflection. Allow the experience to be there just as it is. Investigate with kindness and natural awareness, which comes from not. So again, that the acronym was RAIN. So it's just be mindful. Think about the things that we talked about, the guided meditation, reflecting on your day, breathing, stretching, relaxing. All of these things help you process better. They help you receive what is actually happening in your life and for you to authentically be yourself so that when people come for you, you can either identify it is, but you won't get as riled up or as frustrated because you have already identified half of these things and they cannot use it against you. And it's either something you're willing to work on or you plan on working on, or it's something that you like and you enjoy and you're going to keep it, and it is not going to hurt you when they identify whatever it is. But it's important for you to be and to know your authentic self in order to be able to do that. So stress is something that frustrates us, and there are a number of things that kind of sew into that. And in order for us to be our authentic selves, we have to be authentic with our stress and what is stressing us out. So sitting down and saying, okay, why is my heart throbbing right now? Why am I sweating? Why am I so upset? Why can't I just get right? So what are some things that, is the chat open? What are some things that we can identify as stress triggers? You can unmute. What are some things that you can identify as stress triggers? Things that just, you're like, oh my gosh, like this is something that bothers me to no end. Anyone? I'll give you a few seconds to unmute if you're interested in sharing.
You said some things that bother us.
That stress you out to no end. What are things that are stressors for people?
Money.
Money, yes. Anything else?
Um, Relationships.
Yep, you're knocking my list right on out. Anyone else?
I would say judgmental people.
Oh, yes. That is not on my list, but that is something that we did talk about. Yes, ma'am. Anyone else? Okay, so some of the ones that I have written, you guys, Ashita, go ahead, Nashita.
I'm sorry. I don't know whether this one would make sense, but I would say people who lie. That's just something that I can't deal. I can't.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That is not only a stressor, but a pet peeve. Oh my God. And it's like, it's not that serious, especially if
Because
go ahead.
because Pippi ever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is one of my pet peeves. It's like, just tell me the truth. Let me deal with whatever it is. Let us work it out and figure it out. But to keep, yes. Okay. Let me refocus because that is one of my pet peeves. So I'm going to bring it back down. So the ones that I have are work, school, family, friends, money, not having enough time. And you're right. People stressing you out or people not. What was yours, Dr. J?
Judgmental people.
Judgmental people. They don't allow you to breathe. That's why it is important for you to learn your strengths and your weaknesses so that you can actually be your authentic self. So some other helpful tips that we can use to basically get us ready for us being not only mindful, but figuring out our authenticity and which crown we wear and how we can empower our women and girls. We're going to do a breathing exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to hold it for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're going to release 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do it one more time. So if you want to take a second, get in a comfortable position. If you're in the chair, your feet down. Okay, so we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold. Release. And one more time. Breathe in for 4. Hold. Release. And this just allows you to sit and focus or refocus on what it is you may need to do during the day. Some other ways of relieving or to kind of alleviate some stress and allow you to reset and refocus is running. I am not a runner, but I can walk. So I walk. You can get a massage, taking a bath. My apartment currently does not have a bath. It only has a shower. And I went back to my daddy's house to take a bath, and I did not realize how beautiful and how important baths were to me. Oh my gosh. It allows you just to sit, relax, and refocus, especially if you have like aromatherapy or candles around or in your space to assist and support in that relaxation and getting you into a space where you can be mindful or even clear. Yoga, stretching, we already mentioned stretching and yoga. Swimming, some people connect really well to water, so them swimming or being in the body of water allows them to de-stress, relax, relate, and release. And something really basic that you probably already know, smiling. When you are upset or angry or you're not processing well, just to sit breathe, and make yourself smile. Like, just smile. What you start to think about once you do a smile, like you breathe into that smile, will begin to move you into another state of mindfulness. So being mindful of yourself and knowing your authentic self, it's important to be mindful about your body, your mind, your behaviors, and your emotions, and how they may stress you, and how you can get to a point where you can alleviate them so that they no longer control you and how you respond to things that you already know or that you already are familiar with because you've been with that circle or that network of people, and you're tired of those buttons being pressed. So knowing is half the battle. So we want to be mindful in how we authentically think, receive, and manage ourselves and our stressors so that we can continue to grow, whether they are there or not. And as we learn to alleviate some of those stressors from our lives, we can have a clearer vision of what we need to succeed and how we can support the queendom in being our authentic selves and supporting the women and girls in our circles. Another one is being out in nature. Now that could totally be me by myself, but just going to a park somewhere, sitting out with the trees, feeling enough of the breeze is such a beautiful thing. So if you have a moment to go walking in a park or you have trails near you, you should definitely check them out. Now today we will be in the packets and the emails that I'll send to you, it will include some stress relievers and learning, and it has a list of things that we need to do. It will not look like this, but it has some stress relievers that we can use for us to basically recenter and to be our authentic selves, along with ways to relieve stress previous. Let's go. Look, the thing is trying to rush me. We also have 38 ways to relieve stress in less than 10 minutes. All of these things aren't authentically about being stressed as much as it is about us learning to be our authentic selves and identifying things that we need to either control or understand that we can't control, or things that we need to remove, or things that we need to maybe address, especially if there are things that can't be removed. So your mental wellness, your environmental wellness, what is my other? These are all things that are very important, and your environmental scan is very important. And some of these things were shared by Sarah Bacall from the University of Delaware in an event that I just attended, and I was like, this is so true and very applicable in us being not only mindful, but in clearing our space in our mind to be our authentic selves and understanding who we are, how we respond to things, and how people connect to us. So things that we can do to support our mental wellness: listening to your favorite music, reading, watching TV, meditation, coloring, writing, drawing, mental focus, and listening to a podcast. There are so many podcasts out there. You can even start your own and use that as a way to vent and to share. You'd be surprised how many people will listen. And if you're interested in starting your podcast, again, put something in the comments. I'll post it on the Big Beautiful Women of Delaware Facebook page, and you can check it out for yourself. Environmental wellness. How can you alleviate things in your area? For me, it's the clutter. I've just moved. I've been in this apartment for, I think, oh my gosh, since June, and I have rearranged it at least 12 times, and I'm certain that I am not done. So it's the clutter for me. So what in your space that you just take a second to look around where you're sitting at and think about things that stress you out, or no, let's do the other side. Things that alleviate your stress. Do you have things in your space that when you see it, you breathe easy, or brings you to a mindfulness that relaxes you, that allows you to refocus on your purpose? Do you have anything in your immediate space that does that for you? You can look around.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. What is that?
I have Himalaya rock lamp that I like, and I also have a oil diffuser.
Oh, they are both very nice and very intentional pieces. Thank you, Kia.
Yeah, I just reimagined my space. That means I totally moved everything around, redesigned. I am an interior decorator at heart. And also, I hate clutter. But because I have a small space, I have a lot in it. But every piece I have showing is something I love and enjoy. So I make a conscious decision only to have things around me that I want, love, and enjoy.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Right. And that is awesome. Like, that is so important to do. Like, right now in front of me, I have a bookshelf of work that I need to do. But I have this wallflower right here that I like and I love, and that's usually in front of my windows for me to practice runway walks. But it is important for you to have little reminders in your space of things that make you smile. Oh my gosh, my sister found a picture of my mom when she was younger, and they renewed that picture, and I keep that in my room right next to a crystal and a card that I got from Carmen's funeral. And they both make me smile. They were queens. Oh my gosh. They were queens that looked out for me, that supported me and encouraged me in whatever I was doing. Even when I was going to Namibia, both of them were like, okay, this is, Carmen was very cautious. Why are you going? What are you doing? What's the purpose? How is it going to do this? And my mom was like, let's go. What do you need? This is where my baby ready to go. You need those people in your circle. And those two pictures are here in my space and allow me to reflect on my purpose and how they impacted the women and the girls in their circle. And I'm not going to cry, I'm sorry. So this slide basically says that we need to talk to ourselves, and it is reminding us to be more mindful of how we can love ourselves authentically, mess and all, because we are perfect in our imperfections. You are needed as is at the level that you are, because growth is coming, your queendom is coming, and we know that you already have a crown. So it is important to talk to yourself and to be mindful of where you're at, where you want to be, the people who are in your circle, and how you can continue to grow. A couple of years ago, my saying was, switch your stinking thinking. And then I feel like I came up with it, and then I started hearing it everywhere, like people were preaching about it and everything. And I was like, they totally stole that from me. Change your stinking thinking. But it's okay. We share and we share alike. That's what we do. And what they say, imitation is like the best compliment. So run it. Let's go. Okay. Oh, wait, am I going to right? Oh, I didn't know I could do that. So I have to have these pictures. Like, these pictures for me. It's the pictures for me. It's the hair for me. It's the outfits for me. RuPaul owns his look in every way, shape, or form. Like, if you did not know, you would be like, yo, this here is absolutely fabulous, stunning. Like, can you learn me something? Can you teach me something? But you want powerful women in your circle that continue to support and encourage you into your higher purpose, whatever it is. Authentically, they might not even know. You may not even know, but if you are still working in your mindfulness, working in your authenticity, what you need to be okay, and understanding as is, you have value, then nobody can stop you. You are going to be moving in your purpose, and that's what we want for you. In order to be part of the Queendom We need you to come as is, as your authentic self. And there are a plethora of queens. We range, so the Miss Fashion Global picture, let me switch. Oh wait, can I switch this? Oh wait, stop sharing. And this video here, can everyone see this video? With the dolls? Yes? Okay.
No.
You said no? Okay, let me switch. It should be, it looks like it's a wall, but there are a table of dolls on that table. Can you see them?
Yes.
Okay, so let me change. So these dolls here are dolls that represent a variety of women and queens. And how do I turn this around? Can I turn this around? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, yes. There are a variety of dolls. And I was sharing them with someone, and they were like, some of those dolls are ugly. That is not cute. And they were looking at the imperfections in the dolls. And as I began to tell them what they were or where they were from or what they represented, and they were like, oh, that's, interesting. And some of them were still like, but that's not cute. Like, they're not cute. This one here, if you can see her, she is like two-sided. Oh, wait, this is her here. And then if you flip her upside down, this is her. But they represent the queendom. They are all very different, but they all have a purpose, and they all represent queens that we may have met in our lives. These three here represent healthy, wealthy, you see that? Wealthy and wise. Again, these little baskets and these little people, and the little people you can actually like move around, represent healthy, wealthy, and wise. And some of these women on here, you may see and be like, but they're beautiful, they're perfect, or that's cute, or that's traditional, or it's from this, or you can identify where they are from and why they've been created. Whether you can or you can't, you have to understand we all have value. And we all have a purpose. And everyone may not see your purpose, but the Queendom does. And we want you to join us. So I thank you for joining us. This was sponsored by the Rose Hill Community Center. It is called Queendom Mindset. It is about supporting and encouraging women and girls into their purpose and authentically recognizing who we are, how we can grow into the queendom together. Oh, let me switch. How do I unpin this? How we can grow into the queendom together, and how it's important for us to connect to other queens, to support and encourage other queens, and to understand that we have a purpose, a vision, and a mission for each and every one of us. And hopefully we are supporting one another in reaching those goals. If you have any questions or concerns, then you are welcome to, again, put them in the chat, or you can hit me on Facebook, Miss Big Beautiful Women of Delaware on Facebook. Miss Fashion Global page is also up. Thank you guys for joining me. If you have any questions, I will take them at this time. All right, well, that concludes Queendom Mindset 2. Thank you very much for joining us. If you are in Delaware, I do have a packet that will be at the Rose Hill Community Center. I just need you to put your name in the comments, or however you found out about it. If you want to send me something, again, my name is Annette Fletcher, then I will put your name on one of the 15 people that registered, but all 15 are not here. So I am happy to share them with the women that were able to make it today. But if you want to just respond to me, I'll make sure to have them at the Rose Hill Community Center for you to pick up. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day. Make it a productive one.
Thank you. Women of Fellowship, 1 o'clock.
We'll see you there. That is Dr. Jane Macklin. She is one of our top sponsors for the Big Beautiful Women of Delaware pageant. She is also one of our honorary Big Beautiful Women of Delaware Queens as well. And she is down at the Academy for Peace for Women of Fellowship today at 1 o'clock.
And it's Tell Your Story. So if you want to tell your story, come over and tell your story. 1 o'clock, 1 to 3. We welcome you.
That is perfect. And so you want to keep an eye out on the Big Beautiful Women of Delaware page. We're doing two things. Not only are we going to be sharing and teaching strut or working the runway, if you're interested in being a model or in a pageant moving forward, it does not have to be our pageant, but if you are interested in learning, we are going to be doing that soon. We are also going to be hosting a competition for a model competition, which is also called Queendom Mindset. No, it's not. It's called Quintessential. Quintessential Appeal. And you can enter online via Instagram. So it's free to initially enter. We will pick 7 people to compete, men and women to compete. And then your entry fee will be set at $50. But there are prizes and you are welcome to join us. Stay tuned for information. Thank you guys for hanging out. Are there any other announcements before we sign off? Thank you, Dr. J. Women of Fellowship today at the Academy for Peace on Market Street, 305 North Market Street.
It's our first live one since the pandemic. So come out.
Okay.
Okay. God bless you. It was great. Bye-bye. Good to see you, everybody.
Yeah, I saw that you unmuted. Did you have something? All right. Thank you, ladies. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.